about showing love. Go to those places you know that this person have not been able to eat for a while. Cook, give to that person. This is your own. Celebrate. Go to orphanages. Let's share the love. That is the major reason for the season. No, it is not a program where we are coming here to preach to you, but it's a program where we are here to entertain you as far as sport is concerned. I am the sports Berlusconi, son of a Francis, the Abracadabra Sports, Salihu Ibrahim, and Ewosa Agbeka, the sports maestro. We are all here to educate and entertain you in the world of sport. The program, it's Sport Fiesta, and it's reaching live from 92.7 KUFM down here in Benin City. And of course, we'll get into it. Good news for women's football. FIFA have decided to extend our position. When I mean I'm talking about the continent, from where it were to 6 participants if we are able to get there. Now, this is the way it's going to be looking like moving forward. We have 4 automatic spots in the FIFA Women's World Cup, and other 2 the Africans, we don't play against the other world. It's going to be 6 at the end of the day. The other 2 sports left, they'll struggle for it, and whoever gets it. So at the end of the day, Africa will have 6 representatives at the Mudia, the Women's FIFA World Cup. Now, FIFA, in their wisdom yesterday, have also decided to cancel the under-17 and under-20 men's World Cup. So wherever you are at the qualifiers, you stop for now, because the year is not looking too nice and a lot of games to be played. So they decided to say, fine, the 2020 has been a fantastic year. Let's not stress it. We cannot have the qualifiers 2021, also have the Mudia. Let's just cancel it and move forward. These and many more, obviously, we'll be talking about on the show. As usual, we will start from Nigeria, and of course, it will be in Africa, what FIFA have said about the Women's World Cup. 6 spots for us, and that's good news. Guys, good morning.
Good morning. Very nice to listeners at home, and wish you a prosperous 2021 as we move into a new year. But then let's show love, as Francis said this morning. Let's just give love to those who are in need of love. Yes, real love from the bottom of your heart, no matter how small. Just go out there and do it. Yes, time for us to also talk what we do all the time, what we know how to do best, discuss sports, and fantastic that this weekend is going to be a weekend full of sporting activities, but not around the top 5 leagues like we normally do. But there's always one league that wouldn't go on break, and that is the English Premier League. So it's going to be really an interesting one when it comes to this weekend. So we are looking forward to it, and that concerns Nigeria. Yes, giving a first lot to Women's World Cup, then 2 through the playoff, and it's good. It's really good. It will also help to give other people a chance, the opportunity of also getting to play at the World Cup. Not many countries will have that opportunity, though when it comes to the African Cup of Nations, Equatorial Guinea has also won it, just like the Super Falcons of Nigeria, but we've dominated. So this could also give the likes of Equatorial Guinea the opportunity to also go to the World Cup if they are able to get one of the tickets, to participate. So it's very little, because it's an expanded World Cup. So whenever you have an expanded World Cup, then you have some countries getting, some continents, getting more slots, to have to what they've got. So for me, I think it's good, and to bring out the best from Africa when it comes to women's football, and everyone wants to play at the World Cup, which is the biggest showpiece as far as football is concerned. So for me, I think it will help others to really battle with the Ghana's female team, and indomitable lionesses of Cameroon, then Super Falcons of Nigeria. We want to see all these countries go out there and not just participate at the World Cup, but also make a bold statement, get to a stage where no country has ever gotten to, and even getting past that stage. So for me, that's what we want, and we want Africa to dominate and also, battle for honors with their European and South American counterparts. It's not going to be easy, but I think with the expanded World Cup, very soon we'll see Africa going as far as breaking the quarterfinals limit and going as far as the semi-finals. Very soon it will happen.
First of all, Merry Christmas to everybody. As I said, may everyone remember the reason for the season, and try and live our lives like Jesus Christ did. It's impossible, but let us just try and emulate him. When you spread love in the world. All the hatred, all the animosity, all the problems that we are facing right now, all the security challenges that people are talking about, is because there isn't much love. A couple of days ago, 2 days ago, I went out with the Monica Etuse Ekonofo Foundation, visited some orphanages here in Benin City, and honestly, you will, if you do that, visit the prisons, visit places where the less privileged are, you will understand that you should thank God no matter your situation. You might think you don't have anything, but when you see what those who really do not have, what they are going through, you should be able to say you want to share love to the world. So I will echo your message. Let us share love. Let's spread joy. It is not right to go to bed filled and you even waste food when there are others who do not even have anything to it. We see them in our society, sometimes your next door neighbor. So as we celebrate Christmas, let us remember the person that we are celebrating, what he came to this world to do, what he came to this world to preach. He spent just 33 years in this world, but 2,000 years later, we're still talking about his legacy, still celebrating his life. In fact, 2020 years later, we're still talking about it, and it's going to go on for as long as some human beings exist on Earth. So we have to reflect on all of these things when we celebrate. And on to the first issue we are talking about, and the increasing of the slots for Africa from 3 to 4 at the World Cup. Look, it was because of the performances of Africa in recent years. Yes, Nigeria, we struggled for a long time. We've not been able to get out of the group stages, but at the last World Cup, we were able to. In the 2019 World Cup, Africa went with 3 representatives: the Indomitable Lionesses of Cameroon, the Super Falcons of Nigeria, and Bayana of South Africa. Nigeria and Cameroon got out of their group. They got to the round of 16, and FIFA saw that as a performance good enough to, okay, let us now increase the slot. Bayana did not get out of the group stages, but they did well. Thembi Gatlana scored a beautiful goal in the competition, which was a contender for goal of the tournament, and you could see that they've got some quality players. So even though they didn't get out of the group stages, they impressed at the World Cup. And so now, because FIFA is also increasing the slots at the Women's World Cup from 24 to 32, they've now decided to give 4 automatic places to Africa. So we are earning 1 spot automatically. The remaining 2, you've got to go through the playoffs. Yes, but as they say, if you do not buy the ticket, you don't win the lottery. So if we do not even have that opportunity, then it would mean that there is no chance of increasing it. It is 4 automatically, but you can potentially have 6 African nations at the World Cup. I want to see more participation from Africa at the World Cup. I believe we've got real quality, but it's not that widespread. Honestly, if we want to properly analyze it, apart from I think South Africa, they've come of age. You even see the last time that we played them at the Africa Women Cup of Nations, they beat us in the group stages. The time they Gatlana scored the goal, and they beat us 1-0. When we met in the final, was it on penalties that we beat them? Yeah, we beat Cameroon in the semi-final on penalties, then beat South Africa also on penalties. So you can see that these 3 teams were the ones that went to the World Cup, and Nigeria and South Africa got to the round of 16, and Nigeria and Cameroon got to the round of 16. South Africa were eliminated at the group stage, but as I said, they impressed. So we want to see other countries, the Black Wings of Ghana, and Equatorial Guinea, who are the only other country apart from Nigeria to have won the African Cup of Nations. Their football has gone down a bit, so I hope that they will also get their groove back and go on to the World Cup and represent Africa very well. So it's something that we should celebrate that we are getting increased slots, which could potentially even rise to 6.
Okay, that's what is coming in from FIFA right now as far as women's football is concerned at the highest level. Now, still sticking with FIFA and talking about what they also said yesterday, they've officially now cancelled the World Cup of the under-20 and the under-17 respectively, because they were supposed to have had the qualifiers this year. Then 2021 will have the competitions properly, but according to them, they cannot have the qualifiers 2021 then have the main competition 2021 and other events as far as football is concerned. The year already is already choked up. So instead of stressing everybody, let's relax it for this time. Next time we can have the competition.
It's unfortunate, but age grade competitions seem to be a direct victim of COVID, unfortunately. There was even a time when we were asking, okay, because FIFA usually sets a date for when you will not be eligible. They will say, okay, if you are not born before this date, then you cannot be. So those that were qualified when the qualifier started, or those that ought to have been qualified, because of the delay, because football, we didn't have football for months, about 8 or 9 months, there was no football. And we know that time doesn't stop. We all grow older. So if you are calling the under-17 World Cup, and you say anybody that turned 17 on this date is no longer qualified. So, and now because of no fault of theirs, because the competition was not played, the qualifiers didn't go on. Now somebody has grown older in that period. It means it's not eligible. They were trying to see how they would cope with that before this one now came, and I believe this resurgence of COVID-19 is what maybe has just convinced them that, look, it's not worth it. Let's just cancel it. It is, in quotes, good news for Nigeria, because right now the under-17, what I'm here, no, the under-17, not the under-20.
Okay, sorry,
under-20, we'll get to that. The under-17,
that they failed MR test.
Almost the entire team failed the MR test, so we're trying to even start a new team and all of that. So I really don't know whether we will have been able to get a team ready to go to the competition. You saw what happened at the last under-17 World Cup. It was horrible. From given the pedigree that Nigeria has, the most successful team in the competition, and before anybody starts telling, hey, they were cheated, look, they started this MRI screening and everything in 2009 now, but I think they just allowed it for that 2009. But since then, they have insisted on using the MRI, and we've won it twice after they started MRI. So if you are saying that we cheated, but as I've always argued, I didn't give birth to these children, so I don't know. You can't. Yeah, most times you look at the person and you can guess which age range the person will be, but sometimes you can miss it completely. I've seen people that I thought were much older, but when they told you their ages, you'll be shocked. LeBron James, for instance, when they said LeBron James was 22, 23 just years ago, I did not believe. I'm like, really? I mean, of course, you will believe because the details, everything is there in the public. But you were wondering, could there have been a mistake or something? Until I saw LeBron James's mother. Until I saw the mother, that was when I said, oh, really? Because LeBron James's mother, you will walk up to her and say, babe, how far? Honestly, the same thing with Didier Drogba. When I had Didier Drogba's age, I'm like, really? Until I saw his mom, I'm like, oh, really? That means this guy must be within this age. So you can't just look at the person and just assume that this person is this age. There are some other who have got baby faces. You look at them and you think that they are this age, but when they you think they will be mates.
Exactly.
When you now know they are really
my younger brother, you greet him first before me.
Exactly.
You
I will not just say a footballer, except if you can give me absolutely incontrovertible. But Nigerians, everybody will tell you, I know him. Me and the younger brother go school together, and I lie.
Exactly.
They say all sorts of things. So since they started MRI, we've won the World Cup twice, and I think it is possible to get real under-17 in Nigeria and do well. But we've been having some issues, and right now I'm not even sure we will be able to put a team together in time for the World Cup. The under-20, we did not even qualify from the waffle.
So is it kind of a saving grace for us now
that the competition
to save face?
Even cancelled completely, because we wouldn't have even qualified anyway.
Yeah,
because we're not even going for the CAF qualifiers, which is from where they are going to get the teams that will represent Africa. So, but I think that we should, because it is there. It's on record that Nigeria failed to qualify from the waffle tournament. It's on record that Nigeria had a miserable performance at the Under-17 World Cup. So the NFF, they've got to really look at this and ask what is happening. I insist, if you put the right people there, Benin City alone, Benin City, you will get, look, I will put together a team in Benin City that will qualify for the waffle. I'm not saying I will put a team that will win the World Cup. If you give me the entire Nigeria, I will give you a team that will win the World Cup. But from Benin City, I will give you a team that will qualify from the waffle competition. So Nigeria has no business not qualifying. We have no business failing at waffle level, and it's not like it's even the entire continent or the subcontinent that is playing, and we cannot make it from there. It's horrible, and but the cancellation might buy us time, but we have to really work hard. We have to change our style and see how we can go back to what was successful for us in the past.
All right, this is Sport Fiesta reaching live now 2.7 KUFM down here in Benin City. We'll be right back after the commercial break.
A story where they sweet me for body, it save me time. It then near my house, If you want deposit money, withdraw money, or open account, Even if your bank is far, no need to waste your time, Go use EcoBank, Express Point. Now your corner bank, Express Point. It then near your house, Express Point. It for everywhere. You want to open account, withdraw or send money, pay your bills. Use EcoBank Express Point with near you.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Introducing the new Hollandia Slim Evaporated Milk. Hollandia Slim Evaporated Milk has all the nourishment of milk with 50% less fat. It is evaporated milk that contains high calcium, 7B vitamins, vitamin D3, phosphorus, and magnesium. It comes in 3-pack sizes, and the 60-gram pack is 50 naira only.
Hollandia Slim Evaporated Milk. All the nourishment of milk. 50% less fat.
What a mouth-watering Christmas aroma. I'm Ofoma McDermott. I love that I get to share very special moments with my family and friends. Nothing connects us better than our hearts and our stomach. You too can create and enjoy tasty, nourishing meals with Mamador cooking oil, Mamador spread for bread, and Mamador seasoning cubes. Enjoy a deliciously nourishing Christmas with Mamador.
Honey?
Yes, dear?
I'm tired of the poor power situation. Every time I stock the fridge, I come back to spoiled food. I think it's about time we go solar.
How?
With Vertical Solar, we can have all our appliances and electronics powered by solar, and they allow us to pay small. We can pay installmentally with as low as 36,000 naira monthly, spread across 12 months.
Tell me more.
I know you like the idea of paying small. Vertical Solar range of products can power all household devices, including air conditioners and water pumps.
What are the benefits of solar power?
We are talking uninterrupted power supply, no monthly electricity bill, no more spending on generator, and no more generator noise.
I see. But how can I locate Vertical Solar?
Head now to 28 Country Home Metal Road off Ajib Junction, Sapele Road, Benin City, or Blossom Mall beside Stop to Shop stores, DBS Road, Asaba. Or you can call them on 0816-170-1105 or 0703-623-4843. You can also send them an email on info@verticalsolar.com.ng.
Vertical Solar, your lifetime power partners.
All right, thank you so much for staying us on the show this morning. Okay, moving ahead on the show now, we've discussed FIFA issues concerning Africa, especially Nigeria, with the FIFA giving them more support as far as the FIFA Women's World Cup is concerned, and also cancelling the Under-20 and the Under-17 World Cup qualifiers put on hold till next time because of coronavirus. Let's talk about the Nigerian Women's League right now. Yesterday, we took some results, but we told you that we'll be looking at the full result once they are compiled. And late yesterday, the officials of the NWFL, that's the Nigerian Women's Football League, officially compiled the list now, and now we have the full result from them, because they are the ones that are more accurate than anything we say here, and of course the table the way it is right now. So let's just briefly take a look at. So guys, pay attention. So when we open the phone lines later in the evening, these are the things we'll be asking you to answer. So pay attention, serious one. From the week 3 of the Nigerian Women's League, Bayelsa Queens defeated FC Robo 1-0. Confluence Queens defeated Nasarawa Amazons 1-0. Delta Queens defeated visiting Sunshine Queens 1-0. Edo Queens and Rivers Angels settled for a 1-0 draw right down here at the Samuel Gbamudia Stadium. Abia Angels defeated visiting Dream Stars 2-1, same as Ibom Angels defeated Royal Queens 2-1. Osun Babes defeated Pelican Stars 3-0. We had wins and there was no away win and one draw. A total of 14 goals scored in the week 3 of the Nigerian Women's League. And officially right now, the way it's standing on the table, Bayelsa Queens are on top of the table. And after 3 games, they've got 9 points. Means that they won their 1, 2, 3 games thus far this season. Edo Queens, they are not that far off. They are second with 7 points. They've won 2 and they've drawn 1. Then on the 3rd position is Osun Babes with 6 points. Same with FC Robo Queens with 6 points as well. Then on the 5th position is
Abia Angels
on 6, as well. Then Delta Queens as well, also on 6 points. These guys are all tied on 6 points. Then Rivers Angels that played out a 1-0 draw with Edo Queens have 5 points. Then Ibom Angels 4, Confluence Queens 4, Sunshine Queens 3, Royal Queens 3, Pelican Stars 1, Nasarawa Amazons no points for them. Trying to get this last one here, the Dream Stars. Okay, they are also there without no point. That's they've lost all their 3 games. We were talking about it yesterday.
Angels, I think it's the media officer pointing out here that they have 4 points, not 3. So this table should be adjusted. Ibom Angels, they have 4 points.
Okay.
Yeah. So they should be on. They should even be ahead of Confluence Queens on the 8th position.
Okay, so that's what is coming out from the Nigerian Women's League. Okay, that's what the officials are saying, and I guess that correction will be done as soon as possible.
It's been done already. There is another table that's now been sent.
Oh, okay. All right. So the Nigerian Professional Football League will start on Sunday. We already give out the result of, the fixtures already yesterday, but we're going to be here tomorrow. We're going to do that again because it's starting on Sunday. There are a lot of games will be played mostly on Sunday. I think there's 1 or 2 that will go over to the 28th, which will be on Monday. It's also a public holiday because the federal government declared today and Monday as public holidays in Nigeria. Okay, that's that. Now, let's talk about the sports minister, and let's go back in time a little bit and listen to him, what he said about adopting these sportmen and women, what he intends to do with this idea, with this initiative that he brought on board, how it would definitely help men and women that are involved in sport. When I mean men and women,
it's not just the athletes, even facilities.
Yeah,
that's the adoption policy that he's trying to push.
So let's just listen to him. We'll be right back.
Because of paucity of funds, we came up with this idea of having an adopt initiative, which we launched December last year, about 1 year ago, with 3 flavors. Adopt an athlete. We felt our athletes needed to be adopted and supported, not wait until 5 weeks to Olympics and then we start giving them money. They need a plan. So we launched that $10,000 for home-based athletes who are Olympic bound and $20,000 for foreign-based athletes, designed in such a way that the money goes directly to the athlete. It's a 4-stage process. The ministry prepares a document like this, which is done, that has the profile of all the athletes, celebrates them. That document is pitched to people from the corporate and other individuals, even government. department. They're able to pick from any of the athletes. I say, this is the athlete or the sport I want to support. And then if the person is home-based or foreign-based, we bring the sponsor, the adoptee, the adopter, and the adoptee to sign an MOU, which the ministry put together through its legal department to protect the rights of both parties. It is when that MOU is signed that the adopter now sends the money directly to the account of the athlete. We have had such 8 successful adoptions. COVID-19 came, stopped the process. Some of the companies that are committed were just at the point of MOU, were badly hit. But I'm glad that most of them have said, from January, let's just tide this year over. Let's survive this year. From January, we will renew our commitment. We're looking at about 47 to 57 athletes that will benefit from. For us, it's a start because it's never been done before. The $10,000 you get helps you to bring in a nutritionist if you want, helps you to get a trainer, helps you to buy medications, as the case may be, helps you to also pay for some competitions that you need to go. You don't have to wait for the ministry for $2,000 because it's a process. And we think that money in the bank accounts of athletes will be so empowering. We intend to make sure that by the first quarter of next year, by March, we're able to get adopters for at least 50% because we know the economic reality. Those that committed to $20,000, if they cannot do it, we'll see what they can do, but we'll make sure that it's properly documented. Then they adopt a pitch. I went to Zurich 2 weeks after I became minister upon the approval of Mr. President. It was because the Women World Cup, FIFA was at the point in which they were about to announce that we will be disqualified. So the President agreed that myself and the Minister of Women Affairs fly to Zurich. It was just a one-night trip, and we met with the entire team, Platino and everybody. And they just was brilliant with technical presentation. And they said, but we need to show you something. We made a very strong case. And they showed us the number of football pitches South Africa has, functional and ready. Number of football pitches Brazil has, functional and ready. About 7 countries. Their country had just 1, which by early next year will no longer meet FIFA rating. None of our stadiums, we didn't have a single one. So we had 6 months or 4 months to get 4 FIFA standard stadium ready, 11 practice pitches ready. It was like climbing a slippery mountain and trying to determine the time. So we got back and I kept thinking, how do we do this? Because I told them, we can do it.
Great vision, I must say, and I'm seriously praying that at the end of the day that his dream that we have standard stadia everywhere and athletes, men and women, are taken from where they are. Ibrahim, when I traveled, I think that was last week, I met 1 or 2 athletes, like I said here. These guys, boys, they should be between ages of 14 and 19, and they were already talking about how it hasn't really been encouraging, not just at the state level, but at the national level, the AFN and all that, that right now, one just said that right now, if I get a visa to go out of this country, even if it's Cyprus, I go study there and I will run for them. But imagine when this thing, I won't use the word if because it's already in motion, and when this thing is properly taken in, assimilated, and everybody, all the big men, big women, boys and girls in town are adopting athletes, are adopting our facilities and upgrading to the next level, it would discourage the idea of, obviously anybody can travel to anywhere and do and get education, but it would discourage the idea of not representing the green, white, green.
Exactly. You look at Bahrain, they have a gold medal and a bronze medal from the last World Athletics Championship.
True.
The bronze was won in the 4x400 meters mixed relay. Every single athlete, I'm not telling you 1 of them or 2 of them, 3 of them, the 4 of them who ran the final for Bahrain, the 4 of them are from Nigeria. Ebele Chukwu, Said Salwa Nasa was there, and the other guy, Abbas Abubakar, was also there. And 2 others, 1 male and 1 female athlete. All 4 of them are Nigerians. The gold medal that they won, who got it for them? Salwa Nasa, aka Ebele Chukwu. She is aiming to win the Olympic gold medal in the 400 meters. Abbas Abubakar is also hoping to become a world champion. He's even the world military champion. You know what they told his dad? Because the dad didn't even want to let him go. They told his dad that don't worry, your son after athletics, we have a plan for him, whatever he wants to do. And the young man has always dreamt of being in the military. I said, okay, no problem. You can be in the military, you can be in the police, whatever you want to do. We have a plan for you. And right now, he is the world military champion. He is bronze medalist in the 4x400 meters mixed relays. And he's aiming to win a medal at the 400 meters individual men's events, because he went to Bahrain. There was another athlete that he was a friend of that they were both competing in Nigeria. That one has basically ended his career because there isn't the motivation for him to go on. And that's just it. Most of the athletes, if they have the opportunity, they want to leave the country because they feel that the environment is not conducive enough. And that's because we've neglected funding for sports. And honestly, no matter what you do, no matter how talented you are, you need funding. You need support. No athlete can do it on his own or her own. And it's good what they are doing. This is a way of encouraging people to say, okay, you do this for us, I will also do something, because the government has to, since they are saying a government has no business in business, so let the private sector come in. But you have to also make some promises to them. For instance, the one they are doing with adopting a pitch, like they did with Alhaji Aliko Dangote at the National Stadium, Abuja, and Chief Kensington Adebutu in Lagos, the National Stadium, Lagos. They are also there. They will be advertising their products, in the stadia. So because they know, because this minister knows how important it is to adopt an athlete. You can adopt an athlete and say, okay, this year I'm going to give $15,000 or $20,000. But these athletes, they need to hire a nutritionist. They need to hire a physical trainer. They need to hire a coach. They need so many things. So you could see just one person and you think, oh, that is it. No, one person is a team in athletics, because you need this support around you. And without having this money, you will not be able to do anything. And we know that it will be too much for government to do everything. But government can actually, if we really know what we're doing from a long time ago, we could have actually set up a system that will fund our sports. They do that. They have the lottery systems in the UK and in some other parts of the world where government regulates that particular sector, but it's also going to fund sports. So it's not every time that the sports minister will say, take money for this. You are even going to create room for embezzlement when they now bring money for athletes' welfare. Some officials will pocket them and the athletes get nothing, and that's why Blessing Okagbare is so upset with so many of them. So, but when you set up an independent system that you will bring people from the private sector to run, even though it is government that is really in charge of it, it's going to help to fund sports. So it's really good what they are doing. This Adopt an Athlete initiative, which anybody can do. And if an organization is wealthy enough to handle that, and I think they are, if we really want to insist on certain things. We've mentioned some kind of things that we've seen recently, some shows that are being promoted by some organizations, which to me does not add anything to our cultural value. I really do not see the reason for it. So why not tell these people to say, okay, fine, you have the money to spend on this, why don't you do this? And all the governors and government officials that are making certain people ambassadors and whatever, giving them appointments, why not make your sports stars? They do, but it's not as the way they carry these ones, so these are the kind of things that, if we are serious, if we really want to move forward, those are the kind of things that we should be doing. I wish the Honorable Mr. Locke, I see that he means well, and he isn't just talking, we can actually see something being done. So I hope that they can continue on this trajectory, and I wish it works out well for everyone.
I stay on the minister, because what we seriously have at hand that since we've been told that the under 20, under 17 men's World Cup also for the women as well. It's not going to happen next year. What we are seriously preparing for now is the Olympics. Let's just listen to him and see how what he said rather on how they are getting themselves prepared for next year's Olympics. Now we're already in winter. We don't do spring in this part of the world. So from
we do winter. We just have the rainy and the dry.
Bros, it's just Harmattan will come. Harmattan will come. We are in winter. Okay, we are in rainy or dry season, wherever. So, but we'll get to summer where it's seriously sunny. It's always sunny down here. Anyway, why when the end of the league that made June, July, we will be looking at the Olympics. Let's just listen to him what he had to say about our preparations for the 2020, which will be held in 2021 Olympics.
That Olympics, we thought the 1 year postponement was far away. It's now 6 months. Yeah, we can report that we're running the second camping session as we speak. The first one was in 3 centers: Function High Performance Center, Abuja, and Lagos, both for the para and the regular. The second one began a week ago. Athletics in about 4 centers: Akure, Port Harcourt, Lagos, Abuja. We believe that this is just trying to tune our athletes back from the 6 months of rusting. And as we roll into the next year, we're going to have a more robust campaign session training. Some of our athletes will have to go out of the country to meet up with our foreign-based athletes so that they can practice together and compete. But also the federations, they have their plans for the meets that they must hold so that some of our athletes can also sharpen their skills. You know that we have quite a number of them that have qualified already. We're looking at just 11 sports this time, not 21, not 38, because we think we should leverage. And that also comes clearly from a document that was produced by the committee set up by former President Goodluck Jonathan after we went to the Olympics and came back. And one of the strongest recommendations that why don't we leverage on the sporting activities we have competitive advantage? Why go for 32 different sports when more than half of that you don't even stand a chance in hell? That is what United Kingdom did. After that they came back home. They did 2 major things. They reduced the number of sports. They looked at where they had strength and where they had talent. And then they looked for the best coaches in those sports from around the world, brought them and paid them. Secondly, they went for the lottery fund and mandated 40% of the money in the sports lottery fund to go directly to funding sports development. From there was a grant scheme that was set up for athletes. There was a welfare scheme that was set up for athletes. UK did it successfully. When they went back to the Olympics 4 years later, they blew everybody away. Jamaica takes 38% of lottery money from sports. South Africa takes 41%. Brazil, I can go on. Nigeria, we don't have a statutory 1%. What have we done about that? We're at a point in which we have already asked for a minimum of 25 to 30% of the lottery trust fund to come directly to funding sport. And we're on the path to achieving that. We're looking at the legal implications. We're looking at the act, what needs to be done. We've been properly guided. The board of the lottery fund must make such a recommendation. We have been able to prove that sport is good causes. We've shown that several other countries that have the lottery trust fund, this is what they did. A specific determinate percentage that goes into sports funding that benefits the athletes, that benefits infrastructure, etc. We hope that before the first quarter of next year, we'll be able to get presidential and FEC approval for a statutory percentage, because 80% of the money that goes to lottery sports fund comes from sports betting and the rest. Who are those involved? Are they not youth? We hope that if we achieve that, that will help us a lot.
One of my prayers for our sector, the sports sector, it's all these dreams. They definitely come to 100% for us. And if we are able to do that, when we are able to do that, I don't want to use the word if, when we are able to do that, I guess as far as competitions are concerned, we'll be adequately prepared and we'll go out there and give very good account of ourselves. It's not always guaranteed that even if you're adequately prepared, that you go out there and win. But when you lose, and people say, yeah, they lost, but they did very well. Yeah, people will appreciate you. I remember that when we went to the 1994 Men's World Cup, the Super Eagles didn't win, but when it came back to Nigeria, they were received as heroes who are just, they lost to Italy. But
everyone enjoyed every
exactly. They lost gallantly.
We were all talking about the Spikes of Nigeria.
Exactly.
It was a debut for Nigeria, but they were playing as if they were debutants. If not for that match that they lost to Italy, Nigeria would have gone on to as far as the semi-finals. Yes, before they lost, because they were all playing with confidence. They were playing as if they knew that after that tournament, Cerezo, during one of his interview with us here, said the tournament was to open bigger doors for them. Himself, he was about taking up a job, a contract at an Italian club then, and some other guys in the Super Eagles. But because of that defeat to Italy, it did not materialize. But it was a huge tournament for them.
To sell themselves.
To sell themselves, yes. Fifth best in the world and the best in Africa at that time. Come on, these guys, they played their heart out. They played, they put their lives on the line just to make sure, yes, Nigeria today. So for me, and that has been the best outing for Nigeria as far as the World Cup is concerned, that of 1994. Take it or leave it. The kind of guys they played with that time, the teams they played against, and despite all the odds against them, they defied all the odds and they entertained and they made the more experienced opponents look like amateurs. Look at what JJ was doing with all the. Come on, I think it's time for us to, like, if we are going to Olympics to participate in like 10 events, let us go out there and do well in those 10 events. Going to a tournament where you know that before it starts, there's no medal of food, nothing for you, just to make. Come on, it's as if you are wasting money. It's misplaced priority. So for me, I think we have to follow what. So
if it's just 1 or 3 or 5 events that we are prepared for going there, and just do very well. I'm a supporter of that. I really like the idea of you being focused. If this is what you're doing right now, your body and soul would be in it. You just put everything in there. Once that is done, you turn to the next one, and on to the next one, to the next one. That's what they call growth. So all the best to sport, and we have a sports-loving minister, not someone that is a minister of youth and sports, but really the person is not a sport person. But this one is, and most of the state now, gradually they're having sport-loving governors and who are doing some steady stuff for them as far as sport is concerned. You have to encourage every one of them and continue to invest in sport. I still feel that some people think sport is play, but it's not. Seriously, it's big business and a lot of money is being made every day from sport. All you need to do is to create the facilities and know how to merchandise these things. Your men and women, if you can train them, you can sell them to the world, not sit there and get money, but they go out there and represent you. Through their representation, you can get a lot. You can feed a nation with sport. Imagine during the COVID-19, what we're talking about, the EPL, the tax that they pay to the government, it's 500 million pounds, not 500,000, 500 million pounds, and they were able to pay 300 because of COVID-19. Now this season, consider the second wave is high, but the players are still playing and they are getting tested twice now before they get on the pitch. The league is on because the government knows that at the end of the season, the money that they're going to get, imagine sports. That's just football. I'm talking about football in England. I'm not talking about boxing. I'm not talking about basketball and others that they also participate in, just football. Imagine at the end of every physical year that sport will bring 1.something billion naira to the government. Imagine. So that's what we are talking about. But first, the government will have to invest, get these people there, and then they start getting their investment back. Okay, let's move over now to Europe and talk about the Premier League. We have fixtures for tomorrow, a day after tomorrow, on Monday, on Tuesday, and Wednesday. I mean, we have games all through, marathon for them. In fact, they only have 31st as break. On the 1st, there are games, then second, then they move over now to the Carling Cup, to the FA Cup. I mean, games everywhere, just 1 or 2 days. So your teams that will start playing tomorrow weekend, they have at least 2-3 games between now and the next weekend. So as a marathon, good luck to the 20 teams participating in the EPL. But before we take a look at the fixtures, let's talk about what Lampard said. He said right now, they ain't thinking about the title. They're just thinking it. Same thing Ole said yesterday. Brian and I we discussed about that yesterday. The managers are trying to play the smart one and not to put much pressure on themselves and their players. He said, quoting him verbatim now, Chelsea not title contenders yet.
Yeah, as a manager, I just want to take off the pressure, but he knows what he's looking forward to. Yes, he has spent a whole lot of money and he wants to get results. But one thing I'm looking at Chelsea right now as a team is that they aren't there yet. By the time they click as a team, after the with the likes of Timo Werner and the other guys, though they are still finding it difficult at this moment. But by the time these guys click, I'm sure, yes, Chelsea will be a moving train. But so far so good. They've also proven that they are title contenders so far. So for me, I think all they need to do now is to try as much as possible to improve on their game, and that understanding, that bond should be there. And once that sets in, just look at how Liverpool won the league. When Jurgen Klopp came in 2015, they had to do some job, you know. But right now the work is paying off because they all understand each other. Even the young ones that are coming from the bench, you know, they know what to do. So for me, I think Lampard in the next 2 seasons, if these guys are still together, come on, I'm sure the understanding will be much than what we are seeing right now. So for me, taking that under pressure is okay, but it's too early. So let's see, once they get to February, March, and Chelsea have maybe 1 or 2, first or second, then you can say, okay, yes, we want to win the title. But they know that is what they want. All the managers want to win the title, but we have to take it step by step. So talking as if you are going to win it when you are not even first, second, or third, and maybe you are fifth, come on, it's as if maybe you are just trying to put that confidence, you know, into your players and just, you know, talk as if maybe at the end of the season you win it. But once you are looking at it and you are working towards it and you are taking your pressure off your boys and yourself, come on, at the end of the day, you could find yourself at the top at the end of the season. For Lampard, he should take it slowly, but I understand he's trying to build something at Chelsea. So he understands. He came through the playing ranks and now he's the manager. It's a different ballgame. So I think I have to concur with what he said, that they are not title contenders here. But if they go on to win it, fantastic, because they expect a whole lot. And when you spend, you expect results.
Okay, let's take a look at the fixtures now.
All right, starting from Boxing Day tomorrow, Leicester City at the King Power Stadium will play host to Manchester United. Aston Villa will welcome Crystal Palace. Fulham will take on Southampton. Arsenal will do battle with Chelsea. Manchester City at home will take on Newcastle United, while Sheffield United will entertain Everton. Then on Sunday, Leeds United will welcome Burnley. West Ham United versus Brighton and Hove Albion. Liverpool at Anfield will take on West Bromwich Albion. Then Wolverhampton Wanderers will entertain Tottenham Hotspur. That's what we have for you on Saturday and Sunday.
All right, we'll stop there. We'll take the weekends. Obviously, we'll be here on Monday by the grace of God Almighty. We'll also give you the fixtures for 28, 29. We'll also give you on the 30th. We will also give you, like I said, no game on the 31st. The rest, and of course, in Genesis. So something very, very fantastic. Then something hit me once again. See, there's no religion, there's no race. We are just humans. We all know Mohammed Salah. It's a Muslim, but took a picture with his family, and you know, and with a Christmas tree, and they were celebrating the holidays with every one of us. I mean, it's so nice when you see that. So, like Ibrahim said at the beginning, when you truly have love, it will be difficult for you to have these insurgencies here and there, this insecurity here and there. Love is the most important thing. I saw that picture, I saved it. I was so glad that people understand that the good book said, celebrate with everyone that is celebrating. That's the word, rejoice. Then more with those that are mourning. When you understand that concept, me, I don't know. They eat ram well for Salah.
It's unfortunate that as beautiful as that picture is, there will be some unfortunate ones who will condemn him and say, oh, you are going against what Islam preaches and all of that. I think you can't deny that there are differences in the religions. I mean, it's there. There are certain things that is fundamental to Islam, which Christianity totally rejects, and there are things that are fundamental to Christianity, which Islam totally rejects. Those things are there. But the truth again is that there are so many things that are common to both religions. Well, we're talking about both religions, but they are the two major religions in the world. But when you even add Judaism, it's still the same thing. And so like whatever religion, you notice differences, but there are also similarities. So why not just forget about the differences? Because the differences basically have to do not really with, if you properly analyze it, it's not about what's happening in this world though. It is where will be your final abode. So since nobody has gone there and has come back to tell you anything, you know, why not? And you insist that your own is the right path. Why don't you wait until, since you know that one will take you to wherever you're going? You have no need to now tell somebody, except if the person wants to listen. If it is okay, fine, you can preach your religion to people. If they accept it, absolutely no problem. It's good. You want to see how you can you know, preach to people, no wahala. But where there will be problems, when you're trying to force your own religious views on others. So since we know that there are certain differences, that the way it is, nobody, except if the Almighty himself comes down and says, this is the one that is acceptable to me. You understand? So why don't we look at the things that bind us? Every religion preaches love. Every religion preaches good neighborliness. And see, if you look at all the holy books, and I've tried to do this as a student of comparative religion, not even as a Muslim. If you cherry pick verses in all the holy books, you will find enough that will make you hate the whole world. Hate everybody that does not practice your faith. If you cherry pick, that you just select some and you ignore the context in which that particular verse was revealed and everything. But then if you open your mind and you properly look at it, you will now discover that the source of everything, the Almighty, does not care about your differences. Honestly, you as a human being, you are supposed to, if you take care, it's a religious, a Christian teaching that God will say, you saw me naked, you didn't clothe me. You saw me hungry, you did not feed me. And you'll be like, how can I do this to you? You are that are the Almighty. But you saw your neighbor. Yes. And Islam is that none of you truly believes until you want for your brother what you want for yourself. And that you cannot go to bed happy and, you know, filled when your neighbor is hungry. So you must take care of your neighbor. And this thing, it doesn't really state, oh, your neighbor has to be a Muslim before you take care of him.
They use the word Muslim, they say neighbor, neighbor.
There is a verse in the Quran that says, if you kill one person, if you take the life of a single person unjustly, as in the person is innocent, they didn't do anything, not like the person killed people and you say, okay, because of this, your life is forfeit, the society has to kill you. If you take the life of one person, just a single person, it's like you have killed the whole of humanity. And if you save the life of one person, it's like you've saved the whole of humanity. Yeah, so when you look at some of these things, why do you now
little
bother
children,
yourself with
women,
all of this? You know, so it's just a matter of understanding, as I've said several times. I don't care what anybody will tell me. My own understanding of the faith that I profess is very clear to me, and I know what it says, so nobody can tell me whatever. And besides, when you look at your personal experience, I mean, all of us have that. Me personally, as I said, I've said several times, I grew up in an army barracks, and I've said that is one of the most cosmopolitan places that you can live. My neighbors, every time, all the time till my dad retired and left the barracks, our next door neighbors were always non-Muslims. They were always non-Muslims. We live peacefully, and
I know we can go on and on.
For you, and you cook for them.
We're out of time. We're out of time, guys. We're out of time. We have to pay bills and we have news for tonight. But we'll continue about talking love when we come back in the evening, and we'll continue talking about love all the time. But before we go, let's quickly take the final whistle on the show this morning.
Rob is a gaffer. I look at him like Sir Alex Ferguson. Great manager, great trainer, great experience. Me and Rob conquered the international stage as amateurs, then I turned pro and we conquered the world. Around the Vladimir Klitschko fight, everybody said that was a defining fight. He went down, got up, showed true warrior spirit. World heavyweight boxing champion Anthony Joshua says his longtime trainer Rob McCracken is similar to Sir Alex Ferguson, but a need for another set of eyes saw him recruit additions to his coaching team. And that's the final whistle on Sports Fiesta this morning.
I'm going to be out of here. See you guys later.